Hello and welcome to Friday the 21st of October. I'm going to give you a 2-card reading now from my tarot cards, but actually this, like last Friday, I've chosen my spirit animal tarot. Now I'm not going to predict that we're going to get lots of lovely fluffy animals, because I did that last Friday and it went a little bit wrong, I won't lie. And as yesterday's video taught me, you know, the tarot have some wonderful ways of surprising us. So I'm just going to button it and shuffle the cards and see whatever message they want to give us today for Friday. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, so that one's just fallen out. Oh, that's lovely. I've got dolphins, the 2 of shells. That's a really lovely card. I'm not that familiar with these cards because I haven't had them very long. That's why they're all really shiny and new looking. But the 2 of shells is similar to the 2 of cups in a normal tarot pack. But these dolphins look really happy to be with each other. And I'm also noticing the yin and yang symbol just down the bottom of this card. And whenever I see that, obviously, I'm thinking of balance and the fact that, you know, a 2 is very much about duality and balancing things. And we've got obviously the 2 little shells in the water, which are this version of the cups. Okay. Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the yin and yang, and I'm looking at the 2 dolphins. And the way I interpret the yin and yang sign is, you know, the white is the good when there's a little tiny bit of speck of the sort of negative, and then vice versa. And I want to say that's a little bit like friendships and relationships, which is very much the message of this card, the 2 of cups. You know, nobody is perfect. I feel that's a message that's coming down today. I know we were talking about earlier in the week, I think it was Wednesday, when I was talking about the Knight of Swords, saying there's one in every family. But you know what? None of us are perfect. We've all got that little element, you know, that can wind our other family members up, or, you know, that we're known for. But these dolphins have got a lovely little relationship, and they look really happy in each other's company. So I do really feel like that this is relating to our relationships, and you know, and acknowledging that everybody we have a relationship with has got their own little foibles and maybe their own little bits, including us, that, you know, aren't perfect, but you know, that's what makes us us. And I feel that understanding that and accepting that in the people that you care about is a massive step forward in sort of working on relationships. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to accept if they're, you know, massively pushing your boundaries or being inappropriate, or, you know, doing stuff to deliberately hurt your feelings. I'm not saying that we have to accept those. I just mean it's about, you know, understanding a little bit that people have got their own stuff, and to maybe not take it personally, and to maybe, you know, just accept that and try not to let it affect you too much. So I'm wondering why it's a bit of a kind of, I don't know why that's come out. So I'm going to take another card and see what's coming out with it, because as I say, this is a bit of a shift from what we've been talking about before. You know, we were talking about all the different big energies. And we're moving into Scorpio season, and Scorpio season is very often a time when we kind of go inward and look at, you know, look at maybe past stuff, you know, karmic things that have been going on, just maybe things that we've kept hidden and looked. So it's maybe just a bit about looking inside ourselves and realising we're not perfect, but actually that's okay. That's a big thing to admit, actually. Let's see what's okay. Right. Well, there we go. we've got a very different card now. We've got the Crow, which is the 9 of feathers. Okay, so unsurprisingly it's a bird if it's the feathers, but they also relate to the mind, these, because they're linked to the sword cards in the normal tarot, so shall we say. Okay, so the 9 of feathers, and I do feel that's very much linked to what I just said about, you know, the fact that we're moving into Scorpio season, and Scorpio season is traditionally somewhere where we do kind of revert and do a little bit of inner work. Okay, and inner work does kind of in lots of ways think about our relationship with ourselves and our relationships with others. And a message popped into my head earlier today, and I didn't quite understand it, but I feel now that it's relevant to this card message. When was the last time you said something lovely to yourself? And that's a question to all of us. When was the last time you looked in a mirror and said something really positive and nice to yourself? All right? It's very easy to criticise us, you know. It's very, you know, oh, that doesn't fit, or, you know, this is wrong, that's wrong, my hair won't go right. We seem to spend an awful lot of time criticising ourselves and not actually being nice to ourselves. And if you look at this crow, in her wing, under her wing, there's a lady, and she's wide awake, and you know, laying in bed there, worrying and thinking about stuff. It's very much the anxiety that we picked up on the 9 of Swords, which is the same cards, different pack, and that came out a couple of days ago. I think it was Monday, but I'm sure you'll let me know if I'm wrong. So, although I feel that this is about relationships, I do feel that we can't really get any relationships perfect. Well, not that they have to be perfect, that's not the right word. If we're looking to our relationships, be it with our family members or our partner or our children or our work colleagues or whatever, and you're always coming up against the same issues, it might be time to do a little bit of this inner work that is suggested by this slightly darker, shadowy card. So shadow work. And shadow work shouldn't be scary. It's just about asking yourself a few questions. Because really, you know, I know the 2 of Cups is mainly about relationships between other people, but you can't get that right until you're happy here. You know, this lady is shown lying in bed. I know she's tucked under the crow's wing, but it's that idea of laying in bed at night. And if you can go to bed happy and content with yourself, in the fact that you know you're not perfect, but you're happy and proud of yourself for who you are, then that is the first step to fixing a lot of other knock-on effect of relationships. Okay, and I'm not saying that all your relationship problems are your fault, because that's not what we're getting at all. But if you've got that understanding of your own, you've got self-esteem and you know your self-worth and you love yourself for who you are, then you don't tend to get this anxiety and worry and stress, and it doesn't have a knock-on effect with your relationships. Okay, so there is a couple of questions there that maybe over the weekend, as we move into Scorpio season, that you need to ask yourself. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said something positive or lovely to yourself? You know, it's a really weird thing to do, you know, to look in the mirror and go, you look nice today, or, you know, nice to see you, or what a lovely smile, or, you know, well done for getting through the day, or whatever it is. If you can do that regularly, you start feeling a little bit better about yourself, and then you lose this, and then it actually has a positive effect on your other relationships, you know, because it raises your vibration, and consequently, you know, the people that you're mixing with are raised as well. You know, so I feel there's a bit of inner work there. But I think with all of this, I really want to say the overall message is, yes, by all means, look in the mirror and say something really positive, but try not to get too hung up about it, and this is an exercise to try and make you feel, boost you up, so don't get too hung up on it. And, you know, if you can only manage a little bit at a time, then that's possibly, you know, all you need for now. These cards are here to encourage us, and, you know, I think there does need to be a little bit of positivity in the world at the moment. So if we can start with being positive about ourselves, then hopefully that will, boost us, and in turn boost the people around us. All right. I hope that message helped. And I hope it resonated with you in some way. Please do let me know, and thank you so much for being part of this and listening to my messages. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, that means you'll get a notification when I do post these videos every day. So look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and I'll be giving you another 2-card reading then. So enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.